Hello and welcome to another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast. Today I wanted to double back down around about inflation, which we're all
my favorite topic,
constantly aware of. But do you know like how when you go to jury duty you get a stipend?
Yeah, no, I'm very aware.
Do you know how much the stipend is for?
Back in my day, I think it was around like 30.
Oh, well, when I last did it was 40.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, so if you're self-employed,
yeah,
I don't think it's changed. To my knowledge, I don't believe that it has changed.
I haven't been called, so I don't know.
Lucky you. I get called every time I move to a new borough, which is frequent. Every time. I literally moved to Queens. I moved to Ridgewood and got called within 2 weeks of moving.
That's crazy.
And then I quickly moved out of Ridgewood, like before I could serve. And then I moved to the Bronx and I got called 1 month before I left.
I don't know what I'm doing, and I really don't want to get called right now because I'm in school.
Excusable, no?
Excusable, but you still have to I don't want to deal with the fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Sarah knows how much I hate phone calls, and so I don't want to have to deal with bureaucracy. But yeah, do you think they've adjusted it?
I don't think they have, and I think there needs to be an adjustment quickly.
How much do you think is fair jury duty wage?
$150.
Could not agree more. That's exactly the number I was thinking about. That's crazy.
Because it will cover your transportation both ways, like
food.
And if you're like self-employed or like not a salaried worker, you're not getting paid for that day. Will you have an excused absence? Perhaps. But like, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So you're making me lose money to do my service?
So I don't fully remember how it went, but I remember the year I did it, I filled out some forms saying how much my wage was. And I think it was like adjusted to the hourly, but then I wasn't like called for that long, so I didn't get like the full day's pay.
What? I don't remember that.
I was dismissed at like 3 p.m. And so because of the lunch break, it was only like, I think 3 hours of work or some shit that they...
No way. I didn't know. I thought it was like a flat $40 stipend.
I forget. We need to look into this, but... I actually just had this conversation with these kids in my class. As we've mentioned before, since I'm in school, I'm like interacting with younger people. Mm-hmm. And this girl just got called for her first jury duty. And she was like, oh my God, like I have to take off work, all this bullshit. And I was telling her about you can get paid. Like you're not really getting paid, but like you can get some money for your time there because you're missing out on work. And then I realized most people didn't know.
Wait, I didn't know.
Prior to doing jury duty, you didn't know?
No, I mean, I got the $40, but like that's like I think standard. Like I definitely didn't fill out how much I made.
It's not standard. If you're a salaried worker, you don't get the stipend.
At all?
No, like it's only for like
I think I was a salaried worker
really?
At the time.
Okay, so maybe there is a stipend, but there's an additional money you get as like a contractor if it's like interfering with like your hourly wage work.
Wait, that's sick.
Like my jury duty was called on a day that like was a certain day of the week that I was at a certain job that was an hourly job. So it like made me actually miss like
hours of work.
And so I got paid for that.
Brilliant. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Either way, they need to up the stipend. Even if it's a flat 40, it needs to be 150.
I think it should be 150. I think especially it should be associated to like your annual income.
Agreed.
Like at certain thresholds, you get certain amounts. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I think that if you're a multi-billionaire who's a CEO, you shouldn't get paid shit because like it doesn't matter that you're gone. Like
right. And also, you know, maybe you should pay like taxes.
Exactly. But again, like if it is interfering with like your salary, like your wage work, like then it should, your hourly wage, you should get paid.
You know how people say life is not checkers, it's chess?
I've never understood that expression.
Same.
Like what is the difference?
Maybe because chess is harder?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know how to play chess?
I do.
I don't.
But embarrassingly...
I was going to say it's embarrassing that I don't know how to play.
I'll teach you how to play, but it's the kid that I babysat who taught me.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the two biggest chess players in my life are my partner and Nadir.
It's really fun. I'll teach you if you want.
Like,
I promise to teach Sal if you want.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you know that like there are like most guys you know play chess on their phone? They're on chess.com heavily.
It's crazy. I used to play chess on my phone.
Chess.com.
Not on chess.com, but I had like chess app.
Wow.
I used to play chess.
Do you know the Tesla has a chess game?
That's hilarious.
So when you're in park, you can play chess.
But I'll teach you. It's pretty fun. I think checkers is more fun.
Checkers is so fun.
Like, life
For me,
should
life
be
is
checkers. I don't want life to be chess.
Same. And if it is chess, I want to be the queen.
Have you had chess cookies?
I have.
I love those.
Are those the ones with chocolate on the bottom?
No. It's just like the shortbread cookie with like the chess
pieces?
Yeah.
I thought chess cookies were the ones with the pieces as the design, but shortbread with chocolate on the bottom.
Maybe there's sometimes chocolate.
I love those. Butter cookie, shortbread.
Love a butter cookie, whatever it is. Yeah,
it's
cookie.
fucking good. I want to tell you a story of something hilarious that happened the other day.
Okay.
So I was in the doctor's office. I was getting like some tests done, routine stuff. And my mom dropped me off because it was in her neighborhood.
Okay, love that.
And she's like, this shouldn't take very long, right? And I was like, I don't think so.
And that's where she jinxed it.
Right. She's like, it should be like an hour, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'll just wait here for you and I'll drive you home. I was like, oh my God, thank you. But no stress. Like I could totally take an Uber back. And so my mom, like, we left because I slept over her house to go.
Yeah.
It was like 9 a.m. We grabbed breakfast and a coffee. And we hit the road. My appointment was at 10. So, like, we're in the car already an hour when I step out. My testing took 3 hours.
I feel like it's because your mom said, I'll meet you in an hour.
Of course.
The forces above us were like,
exactly.
We're going to make her life hell.
So, my mom, like, she can't find parking because where I'm getting tested is, like, there's, like,
No, why would you be able to find parking?
Right.
Like, why
Wonderful.
would they were like, oh, they thought it'd be easy. Let's also remove parking.
Correct. So, my mom has to be actively in the car at all times, too. She can't really, like, and my mom doesn't walk very well either. So, like, she can walk, like, shorter distances. So, my mom is like, okay, it's been 4 hours. Like, I really have to pee now. So, she has to go to the bathroom, right? And there's obviously no spots near the facility that I'm in. And then next to her on both sides are like townhouses that are like converted into like doctor's offices.
Okay.
So she sees like a cardiologist's office.
Like neighborhood doctor vibe.
Yes. And then she sees a chiropractor. So like there's people going in and out of the chiropractor's office.
So some real doctors, some not.
Exactly. We don't respect chiropractors around here. So she sees a woman going in and out. And she stops her and she's like, excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you. Like, is there any chance I can use the bathroom in there? Because my daughter's getting tests done and like I can't walk very far. So like it would just be really helpful. I can't find parking. And she's like, yeah, no problem. So my mom starts going up the stairs and walks in and she realizes that she is in a woman's house.
Oh my God. She's no longer in the doctor section?
Yeah, she's not at the chiropractor. She's in a woman's house.
Okay.
That woman was not affiliated with the chiropractor.
Because I was like, maybe that's just...
Like the woman starts closing doors and she's like, I'm sorry, it's a little messy. I wasn't expecting company. And my mom's like, am I in your house?
Oh my God.
She goes, am I in your house right now? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, I am so sorry. She's like, I thought that you worked at the chiropractor. She's like, oh no, the chiropractor's downstairs. She's like, why wouldn't you direct me downstairs? She was mortified.
But did she go to the bathroom?
She peed and ran. She was like...
She used the woman's bathroom?
She used the woman's bathroom. Like, it was like urgent at this point.
No, honestly, she should at that point.
At that point, you're already in the house.
And you've already mentally prepared that it's imminent, you know?
Yes,
like
exactly.
It came out of the back storage.
And the woman was like... My mom left and she's like, I am so sorry. Thank you so much. Like, again, I really had no idea I was asking you to use the bathroom in your home. She goes, you had to go. And I actually was like, she deserves an award, that woman, for seeing someone in need who had to use the bathroom and being like, sure, come into my house.
I love that. I would move from New York, personally.
Her, if you were her.
No, if I were your mom.
Oh, out of shame.
Yeah, like I don't think I could ever recover.
She's there, buddy. Let me tell you. She can't stop talking about it. This happened, again, this was yesterday. She has brought it up at least 4 times.
Like, I don't think I would ever recover.
She is mortified. And like the woman had like a little baby girl in the house too. My mom had multiple thoughts. She's like, is this woman going to kill me? And she also had the thought, I could kill this woman.
Like, if I were ever walking with your mom in the street, I could never help myself from, like, making the joke of, like, don't enter this house.
Right. She's mortified.
Like, it's a great story. It's incredible.
But I'm
so glad that that's such a very beautiful moment in New York where people were like, yeah, you gotta go. Like,
you gotta go.
Do what you have to do.
Right.
But oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
Crazy.
a story for the books for your mom.
It is.
She can put that in the...
I hope to achieve that level one day.
It's incredible.
And it's just so funny how it was a mistake. Like, it's funny if you have to go so bad that you just, nut up and, like, you're like, I gotta ask a random person if I could use their bathroom. Yeah. She had the confidence because she thought it was a public restroom.
Which I will say, I had this experience in New York the other day, and I hadn't had that in a while, where I had to go so bad with my friends. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know where I think it's called, like, Essex Market, that, like, bullshit gentrified block that they created.
And like, near Delancey?
Yeah. Fun fact, they have public restrooms at the mezzanine.
I mean, they look like they should have a public restroom.
No, they should, but it's like...
It's a food hall, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, they better have a bathroom.
I know, but, like, it's kind of... I'm not used to its existence there, right? Like, okay. It's kind of like a newer addition to the city.
Pretty new.
And it's not somewhere I ever, like, really frequent.
Yeah.
But when I was doing all the hype boy shops, we had a few matchas, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't been on the go like this and needed it so bad. And so everybody should know, if you're ever in the Lower East Side, go to that bullshit Essex Market.
Oh, yeah.
And they're clean. Like, it's nice. There's soap.
There is soap. There's a toilet, too.
Because all those hype boy shops had no bathrooms.
Or
at least weren't letting me use them.
Right. Which is so rude. I'm like, if someone's in your store, especially if they're spending money.
I mean, I wasn't, but...
Oh, okay. Well, was someone in your party spending money? Okay. I get it.
But we were browsing.
Yeah.
Like, there was...
And it's not their house.
It's not their house.
Right? Like
it's
you don't
also,
have
they're
much
not
ownership.
The owners.
Exactly.
They're not paying utilities. They don't care.
Correct.
Like, they're just fucking employees.
What's one flush gonna do?
Apparently a lot.
Speaking of, like, shopping and stuff, what do you think is, like, the longest line you've ever waited on in New York? And for what? I'm
notoriously, like, anti-line. Like, I'm surprised. So today before recording, I got Liberty Bagels, which I've never gotten. Mm-hmm. I'm very anti anything that's, like, bullshit line. But there was surprisingly no line.
I feel like that's
so I was like, fuck it. I haven't had a bagel in a while in New York. And
how was the bagel, by the way?
It was fine. It was nothing to write home about.
Right.
I also got a plain bagel, which is blasphemous, but listen, I have braces on the bottom of my teeth, and it's so hard to get sesame out. She
didn't have time to brush her teeth after.
And I didn't. Respect. Well, it's like you need the special flosser thing, and I didn't want to do that. But I hate lines. I don't do it.
Like, never during the holiday season. Mm-mm. You've never done a long line. You walk away from a line.
I've done it maybe for, like, at Output, like, at clubs, I used to sometimes wait on line.
Okay, that's a good one, actually. Clubs.
Like House of Yes, sometimes there was a line. Uh-huh. But I wasn't, like, a merch line person. Mm. Food line, absolutely crazy to me.
I've done so many lines in my life. No pun intended.
I know that. I feel like that is your vibe, though. I
have been on a lot of lines.
You like to get stuff when it is getting dropped.
Yeah, it's shameful humiliating to wait on a line. I will say that. And you know what's even worse than waiting on a line? When someone walks past the line and says, "What are you guys waiting online for?" And you have to, like, literally bow your head down and answer because you know
sneakers.
And they don't know what it is. Yeah. So you're like, what are you even asking for? Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Something that you don't give a fuck about. That's what it is.
Something you don't need to know.
Yeah. I know something you don't. So I used to obviously wait online for Supreme.
Obviously.
Dickhead.
The line was so long yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. Ugh. Do you know where the new Supreme is?
I've seen it. I can't remember where it's at.
It's, like, next to the new museum.
Where's that?
Like...
Oh, it's in the Lower East Side still.
Yeah, like Bowery, maybe.
Okay, I think I know what it looks like.
It's, like, in a space that forever was, like, for lease, and then sometimes was, like, an art space, and then it was for lease. It was on that corner, and now it's the Supreme. And there used to be a bar on that street that I used to go to all the time.
Really? What was it called? Do you know?
Fuck, I forgot. But last time I went, it like literally caught on fire.
Oh, good.
So I left. And
You're like, I escaped the fire.
I was like, this feels like maybe you have some safety code violations.
Yeah. Yeah, you went to Triangle Shirtwaist and waited online.
But now it's a Supreme on the corner, which is kind of crazy.
It is, actually.
Same with the Tower Records one in LA, which we saw like being built. Like
the one in New York, the one in Brooklyn is really cool.
Where is it?
It's in Williamsburg. It's on Grand.
Okay.
And there's like actually a skate park in it.
Okay. Did it take over like that old van spot?
I don't remember. It's directly across the street from Fool's Gold.
Okay. I think it is.
Yeah.
There was like a different shop back in the day. I don't know if it was from Vans, but
Vans has a different location.
They're separate.
It's like a warehouse, literally.
Yeah.
Yes, I know where that is.
But there was also a different skate shop that had a little ramp inside.
Oh, cool.
And I wonder if that's the space that they use. But that's what they should be doing. Go back to the skater route.
No, it's cool. I would always go to that one when given the opportunity.
Like I fuck with
the
that.
City.
I don't understand why it's like a luxury. It's not Kith. Like it's Which I don't know if you know this, but there's like 6 Kiths now, like downtown.
I hate Kith.
Like
that is my unpopular opinion.
Bro,
it's tasteless.
You see
it
what
is
I wear?
literally
like I don't
tacky.
wear anything of this, but like
no, but I think Kith is like not good
why
fashion.
were they doing ice cream for a while?
I don't know.
That
That's
was
their
weird.
thing, snacks.
But
which, as a matter of fact, I think that is the coolest part of Kith.
That's the part that caught my attention ever,
Right?
was that there was an ice cream situation inside the shop.
And I'm just like, you guys are doing like fucking Disney collabs and like
any collab.
Like not for me. Definitely not for
but
me.
Where that store is across the street, there's now like they've taken over so many spaces. It's
in the city, Kith?
Yeah.
Like Cha-Cha Matcha area.
Yeah. Like now there's like a bunch of smaller ones like in those streets.
Weird.
I'm like, that's a lot of real estate.
That's weird.
But yeah, so I haven't really waited online, but I have for nightlife, bars, whatever. The
absolute longest line I think I've ever waited on was to see a remodel of Jerry Seinfeld's apartment.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And on a previous podcast episode, we were talking about like how in New York City there's so much free shit to do.
Yeah.
And like when you're looking for inspiration, and like there was this period of time in my life after I graduated from college where I was just like, I need to live it up this summer and figure out what I'm doing with my life.
We all had that.
Yeah. And I was just like, I'm broke as hell. So I was just looking for free things to do all the time. Mm-hmm. And when I saw this happening, I was like, I got to do this because
that's very fun.
Come from a Seinfeld family, you know?
Well, and I went to college where like the diner is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where you notoriously got scammed.
Oh, my God.
Love that story.
PTSD from Tom's Diner, which makes you feel cool that I have something in common with Seinfeld. But
yeah.
I do love those. There's a SVU pop-up.
Is there?
In New York.
Really?
But
I'm not
TikTok
an SVU
said
girl.
It's very bad.
Really?
So my sister and I are not going to go.
Are you SVU kids, though?
Yeah.
You are, right?
Yeah. We're big Law and Order family.
We're
not into, like, the concept of Law and Order.
No. Like the show.
We like the show.
Like,
and we actually only like Special Victims Unit.
Really?
Because the other ones are, like, kind of pro-cop agenda.
Yeah.
But the, like, rape is definitely, and sexual assault is very underreported crime and needs attention, and the system is broken. And I like how the show highlights that.
That's the one with Ice-T, Ice Cube?
And also
Ice-T.
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 And he's so funny. And if you've never listened to Ice-T's podcast, it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I'll check it out.
It's like 3-minute long episodes of inspirational like knowledge. My sister and I listened to it together. It's one of the
ridiculous.
goofiest shit ever. And his Twitter.
It's funny to even call that a podcast. Like, just call that a voice note.
I know. It feels like voice notes from your inspirational friend. And his Twitter is so fucking funny. It's always
his Twitter is so funny.
If you've never worked a day in your life, like, I love it. It's so funny. He's like, people ask if I'm going to leave the show. When Mariska leaves, then I'll leave. Like,
wow. Good for him.
Yeah.
Loyal.
That's why I love it. But
I waited maybe 6 hours
for the Seinfeld apartment?
To Jerry Seinfeld's house, yeah.
6 hours?
6 hours. We were playing, what's that game where you like
That's more than jury duty.
Oh, dude, it's a full day's work. I worked in labor to get into Jerry Seinfeld's house.
Oh, my God.
What's that game where you play with the...
Heads Up or something?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I was playing online with other people. Like,
I feel like that's a big indicator of the era that you were waiting online because that game was huge that summer.
Exactly. So we were doing that. We were like meeting each other. It's so funny. I was standing online and this guy I'm still friends with on Instagram to this day, Eric Alexander. He was showing this like...
a great name.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
He was showing this context, like experimental shoot he was working on. I don't know if he was like... him and his dog were cast for it. And it was for a line of clothing that was for humans and dogs to have matching outfits.
I love that. I remember that era.
So like this guy was like in a bathrobe and his dog was also in a bathrobe and like different scenarios. And it was actually hilarious. Like I was just like, this is like an experience all in its own. And it's funny how like, you know, you go on vacation once or you do one activity and you're like Instagram friends with someone forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out Eric.
I love that.
But yeah, I love a New York City experience, and I think line life is something else.
Okay, but I will say, my biggest realization this trip. So usually when Sarah and I record in New York, it's usually like the first or second day that I arrive.
Oh yeah, like mere hours. After
I'm kind of like not in my like New York phase. I've just spent the past week like really in the streets. Like I've been out every day. I've been at the shops. I've been at the cool spots.
Jenny from the block over here.
I've been scoping it out in a way that I haven't done before. Like I went to all the bullshit thrift TikTok places. They're not shit. Trust me.
Oh, I know.
Like, but I needed to see it. You know,
I'm not disillusioned by that.
As a New Yorker, I knew that all these places were not shit.
Right.
But I needed to like actually see with my own eyes. And the biggest realization is that TikTok is elevating too many mid spots in New York.
Yeah, because people want to make content out of their stupid ass days.
And it's like the places people are like talking about are so bad or like not that great. Like not so
100%.
bad, but like really not that special.
Right. And it makes me think like maybe we should just be making content about the regular shit that we do.
I know, because
partially,
I think we are low key going to special places without thinking about it.
We are actually reserving our content for the very special places. And that's why we're not shitting it out as much.
I know. Like out of this week that I've had with my high school friends who I haven't seen in ages and we've like spent so much time together, like it's like at this weird time of our life where we're all like kind of weird employment situations in school. So we're like free during the day, which is kind of weird. And we've done all this stuff, which we've never done. And we went to like really good places that I didn't document at all.
Right.
Because
is part of you is gatekeeping or a part of you is...
I just didn't even think that anybody would care. Like they're so normal to us that I was like, oh, it's whatever. And then I'm like, oh, actually...
Because then I think about it and I'm like, do I really want the whole world at every place I'm going to that I think is really cool and nice?
And so then it made me start thinking, is this all a conspiracy of elevating mid places as a way of gatekeeping good places? Or do people actually not know what good things are?
I think people don't know. People are not. They're not on.
I agree it's the second.
I don't think people are on.
But I'm wondering if like we should start just doing that because I don't want to give away my good spots.
I'm about to start elevating every fucking place I go.
That's also true.
Be like, oh, I am making a video if you want to throw me a discount.
That's also very true.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah, there's a lot of shitty spots. And like, I don't know.
Can we talk Legos?
I'm down.
All right. My sister recently told me, she was like, I'm thinking about getting the Lego flower set for my house just as decor and as an activity. What do you think?
I literally was thinking about doing the same.
Were you? You want to hear what I told her?
Yeah.
No, it's fucking tacky.
Yep.
It's tacky.
So I wasn't thinking for decor.
It's giving Funko Pop.
Yes. There was one that I found out was actually just AI generated, which was the like Victorian flower emo shit. Like it was all like black flowers and it was really cool. And it turns out it wasn't. Like Emo Night posted it. So I thought it was real and I was like, oh, that could be kind of cool. But it's fake.
Just get some black flowers. Get yourself some black roses that are the forever ones.
But I was thinking about potentially getting into Legos as like an activity. Because I was thinking about it the other day and I was seeing all these people do theirs. And I haven't done Legos in a while. But then it made me think, as a single adult, does Legos like edge into the Disney adult?
It borders Disney adult and Funko Pop incel.
And that's really not my vibe. But I also am like a crafty person.
Yes, it definitely is. It's for the people who need to be stimulated.
It's like I want to be a like home renovator. That's the true thing. Like I want to be drilling and cutting wood and shit. But that's not possible currently. I think Lego is like,
maybe you can get into like DIY home renovations.
I know, that's what I'm like. Lego just feels like too easy.
Lego weird. Just feels it's like also expensive. So unnecessary.
Dude, it's expensive. Also, what do you do once you build it? Like, you're not gonna like undo it and rebuild it. Like,
so controversial, right? Like, I know you like miniatures, right? But for me, I look at like miniatures and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I collecting another tchotchke?
Oh, I know. It's like
that's what Lego reminds me of. I'm like,
and so maybe I should.
Why am I building this? I don't want to display it.
I need to just build more miniatures. I think I need to get into building my own miniature chairs.
Why don't you start making dioramas?
I'm like, that's not fun.
Your silence speaks volumes.
I'm like, okay, so back to the chairs. So, like, what if I just started getting like a tiny miniature wood shop, you know? And tiny little wood, like, what if I started like actually crafting my own tiny wood?
Okay, so like you're basically going to be an architect on like a small level.
On a small scale.
I'm with that. I respect that more than Legos. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I think that might be my route.
I like that. But so you're just gonna buy some like sandpaper and some wood?
I guess. Is that what you do?
I don't know. I've never had a miniature wood shop.
I'm like, I don't know what anything. I'm like, I have a drill.
Okay, I don't know if you're gonna need that. I think the drill might be bigger than most of the miniatures.
I don't know, but okay. So that's the consensus I needed on Legos.
Okay, keep me posted. So it's a no. Do whatever floats your boat. No, you know.
I needed a definitive answer. No,
I'm anti-Lego. I just don't see the point.
I didn't want to. I felt like it brought me into the Disney adult realm, which I was really scared of.
Listen, I don't want to judge you out of playing with Legos.
No. And that's the big difference. I don't want to play. I want to build.
Okay, that's exactly. Start the wood shop.
And so I think I need to be on the...
I'm glad we came to a decision.
It's like therapy out here.
It really is. Join us for more therapy every Tuesday. Tune into Not For Nothing wherever you watch or listen to your favorite podcast. Follow the pod at Not For Nothing Pod across all channels. You can follow me at How Can I Help You?
And you can follow me at Natasha PRZ.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.